When you think of cookies, you usually think of baking. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make cookies that don't require baking. They're an easy and fun snack, and they don't require many ingredients or supplies. I'm able to show you this today because I've been making these since I was little with my family, and I've had a lot of experience with it. I know the recipe pretty well. So for supplies, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 3 cups of oatmeal, 5 tablespoons of cocoa, a 3/4 cup of peanut butter, 2 cups of sugar, half a cup of milk, and 1/4 cup of butter. So for supplies, you're gonna need a stovetop. You're gonna need that to heat the mixture up. You're also going to need a pan that you can use that's safe with the stovetop to mix everything in. You're also gonna need a spoon, a few measuring cups. I have the 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, the 1/4 cup, 1 cup, and 1/2 cup out here right now. And I also have the small bowl to mix in some of my dry ingredients. And you'll also need a pan or wax paper. This will be used to put the cookies on to cool down when they're done. So you can do the pan or wax paper. So first I'm going to start out, I'm just going to measure out all my ingredients because later I'll have to mix them in quickly because it's kind of time sensitive since everything will be cooling down. So first I'm going to put 3 cups of oatmeal in this bowl. So then with that, I'm going to put in 5 tablespoons of cocoa. And when I'm doing this, I want to be sure that I flatten out the top so that I get an accurate measurement. Now this will all get put in later towards the end after I've heated up everything. But I'm just gonna give this a stir really quick. And I also will have vanilla in the end to mix in, but I'm not gonna mix this in with the dry ingredients. I'll just mix it in later. And I don't need to measure it out because it's just 1 teaspoon. So that's mixed pretty well. So next I'll move on to what I need to heat up. So I'll put in 2 cups of sugar. Okay, so now I need half a stick of butter, which is also 1/4 cup of butter. So I have it here. I'm just gonna chop it up a little bit more just so it's not such big chunks going into the mixture. And this is all gonna get heated up on the stovetop. And next, I will need just half a cup of milk. So I'm gonna use this 1 cup. It also has a half cup on it. So I'll fill it up to the second line. And then I'm gonna mix that in as well with the sugar and butter. Those are the only 3 ingredients that you'll be heating. And then the last thing is peanut butter. And when I'm heating this, I will have to be constantly mixing it. But before I do that, I'm going to measure out my peanut butter, which this is a little bit more difficult to do because it doesn't like to come out very well, but you just want to make sure that you press it down all the way into the cup because if you don't have enough peanut butter, the mixture won't taste right. So I'm just going to use a spoon to dig into the peanut butter and just put it in the cups, and then later I'll have to scoop it out with a spoon because it probably won't come out very well on its own. So I need 3/4 cup of this. So I already have 1/4 cup filled, so I'm just filling another half of a cup with peanut butter. Okay, so yeah, I just want to make sure that I don't have too much and that I'm going to level off the top and press it down to the bottom so that I have enough in my mixture. So there's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep mixing this, but I'm going to put it on heat. And this can be high heat, or no, you don't really want it to be high heat. You want it to be high or medium heat. So I'm just going to constantly mix it because if you aren't constantly mixing it, it's going to burn to the sides or it's gonna harden too fast once I take it off of the heat. So I'll know that it's boiling once I start to see the mixture bubbling and so I think it's about ready. It's boiling on some of the edges. But you don't want to use too high of heat because that could singe the milk a little bit and then it doesn't have a very good flavor. It doesn't taste right. So we just want to keep it on medium-high heat. So I'm going to take it off the heat because it's starting to boil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the peanut butter and scoop it in there carefully, making sure that I get all of it out of the container. Otherwise, the mixture, the ratio of the ingredients won't be right and it won't taste right. So I'm just being sure to get all of it out of the cups. Okay, now that I've kind of got all of it out of the cups, I'm going to keep mixing quickly. So I'm making sure that I scrape all of the edges really well so that I don't have anything sticking or burning at all to the edge of the pan. So that's mixed well enough. So now I can put in this dry mixture and I can also put the vanilla in, but first I'm going to put this dry mixture in. So I'm just going to pour all of it in there. Kind of scrape out some of the cocoa because there's some left in there. So I'm getting all that scraped out, and so I'm just going to kind of fold it into each other in this mixture. So now that I have all of these ingredients mixed, I'm going to add in my 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm just going to carefully measure that over my bowl just in case there's a spill or anything. So I'm going to measure this out, making sure that I fill it up all the way. Oops, spilled a little there, but okay. So now I'm just going to pour that in there and continue mixing again. So once I'm done mixing, I'm going to want to put the mixture into just little clumps on a baking sheet or wax paper. Anything that doesn't stick you can use. But I'm just going to use this non-stick baking sheet. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take spoonfuls and put them down. This is up to you. You can make them in shapes. You can put it in the pan and make bars. Either way, it's kind of up to you how you want to do it. But I'm just going to make clumps of it. And those will be my cookies. So I'm just going to take a clump right here. I'm just filling this large spoon and then just putting it down. So then after those dry, which will be in a few minutes, I'm going to put them in an airtight container and they'll be good to go.